Hey, this is Mr. Beckstrom again. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 3, Section 4, circles, and we'll also be looking at rings, areas, and other important features of them. So let's make sure that we talk about important terms and formulas. For circles, we have the radius, which is the distance from the center to the outside of the circle. The diameter, which is the distance from across the entire circle. That distance goes through the center point. And we have the circumference, which is the distance around the circle. It's very similar to perimeter for polygons. So let's talk about some formulas. We have the diameter is equal to twice the radius, or if you solve in terms of the radius, it's equal to the diameter divided by 2. We have the circumference is equal to pi. Remember, pi is approximately 3.1415 times our diameter, or 2 pi r, 2 times pi times our radius. And the area of the circle is pi r squared, or if we're approximating it to approximately the 10,000th digit, the 10,000th place, then we can use this formula right here, 0.7854 diameter squared. So let's look at a couple of examples. The first one is we'll have a pizza, 16 inches in diameter, and we want to cover it with sauce, but we want to leave a 1-inch outer ring for the crust. So what's the area of the pizza sauce? So with this problem and many others that have shapes and distances, it's often really helpful to kind of draw it out to see if we can figure out what the missing pieces that we might need for our formula is. And in this case, we don't want to use that 16 inches for our area of the circle because we're not including the outer ring. So drawing it out, I would first draw my outer circle and then my ring, and then I would show that the entire distance is 16 inches with a 1-inch 1-inch border where the crust goes, and that'll easily allow me to figure out that the diameter of the inner circle is 14 inches because it's a 16 minus 1 inch on the right minus 1 inch on the left, or that's equivalent to a radius of 7 inches. So now plugging it into the formula, I can either use the one that has the radius or the diameter. In this instance, I chose the radius. So it's pi r squared, which is pi times 7 squared. Remember, we square it first because of the order of operations, and then we multiply. So that gives us 49 pi, which would be your exact answer, or you can approximate that out to 154 inches squared, which would be the area. All right, let's take a look at the area of a ring. So often in a lot of these professions, once again, such as welding, such as auto mechanics, we'll need to find the area of a ring. And a ring is formed by an outer circle and an inner circle, such as the ring here. And it's the area between those two circles. So before we looked at the area in the middle, but this time we're going to be looking for the area between the two circles. So as you might guess, that area is going to be the area of the larger circle minus that area of the inner circle, which will then just leave us the area of that ring. So it's pi, the big radius squared, minus pi times the smaller circle radius squared, or we can approximate it with the 0.7854 big circle diameter squared minus small circle diameter squared. So let's take a look at an example here. What is the area of the following ring? Well, we can already see that the radius of the inner circle is 13 inches, and we can also see that the distance between the inner circle and the outer circle is 10 inches. So the only thing that we're missing is the radius of the outer circle, which is going to include the distance from the outer circle to the inner circle and from the inner circle to the center. But we have both of those pieces of information, so we can just add the 10 inches with 13 inches to calculate the radius of that outer circle, which would be 23 inches. So plugging all of that information into our formula, we are going to have pi times 23 squared minus pi times the radius of that smaller circle, which is 13 squared, is going to give us total area of 360 pi, or approximately 1,131 square inches. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Please contact me if you have any questions, and I look forward to our next group of slides. Thank you and have a nice day.